For the past 3 years, I've been using a microcurrent device. These devices promise to tone and sculpt our face and body using electricity, but do they actually work? Hey guys, it's Robin and welcome to the Science of Self-Care. On this channel we talk about health science, we talk about life philosophy, and we do a whole lot of self-care experimentation. Today we're going to be talking about electrotherapy. More specifically, I'm going to be reflecting on my experience using a microcurrent device and my experience with EMS, electrical muscle stimulation. So Brian Johnson is renowned for using EMS to support his ab muscles, and he has a machine at home that basically sends electrical stimulation to the muscles of his abdomen to help work them out and to tone them further. I've actually tried one of these devices and I'm going to share my experience on that at the very end. But before I talk about that, I want to share my experience with microcurrent devices. And microcurrent is actually less intense than EMS. It doesn't go as deep and it more superficially stimulates your muscles. So I've owned a NuFace Mini for about 3.5 years now, and I've been using it quite diligently, but I don't use it in the way that I used to use it, and I don't use it in the way that most people use it. So today I'm going to be sharing what my microcurrent journey has been like and why I use it the way I do today. And these devices aren't cheap. The NuFace Mini is about $200 and the NuFace Trinity, which is more the full size, is about $300 to $400. So the reason that I went with the Mini over the NuFace Trinity, the full size version, is that the Mini is more portable and it actually has the exact same strength of microcurrent as the full-size NuFace Trinity, which is 335 microamperes. So essentially they have the same technology. One is in a bigger body. It comes with more attachment heads, but I don't really need that. I prefer having a smaller body that is just as powerful and several $100s cheaper. So that's how I chose the NuFace Mini. Now let's get into the details of my NuFace journey. So in the beginning, I used it as advised. I used it all over my face, my cheeks, my jawline, my forehead to help sculpt and tighten my face, which is kind of how it's sold. I was a little apprehensive testing this out. I wasn't sure I would get results, but actually I did get results, and it took me a while to notice, but slowly the muscles of my face were not only more firm, but they were also larger. And this is something that took me several months to really realize, because you see your own face every single day in the mirror, so it's hard to notice those micro changes. But over time, the muscles of my face were becoming larger because they were stimulated by electricity every morning as part of my routine. And to be honest, I have quite a big round face as it is, and I did not really like the look of having bigger muscles in my face. My cheeks are already big enough. They don't need extra electricity to get more plump. But if you are someone who feels like you're lacking a lot of volume in your face, I would definitely suggest trying the NuFace on the areas where you want to build volume. Wherever you put the device, it's going to work out those muscles through electrical stimulation. Now, you do need to be consistent with this to see results. That's the only caveat. You can't do it once and expect to see results. Whether or not you do it every day is probably not necessary, but I'm just someone who likes to have a daily routine that I keep up with. So I was doing it every day, and it was just a little bit too much for my round face. But thinking about this and thinking about how it's essentially a muscle workout that is enlarging the muscles wherever you put it, I started experimenting with putting it on my lips. I have never had lip fillers. I personally don't like the look of lip fillers. I'm not against it in any way. It's just not for me. But I do like to have firm lips. I have, for the past year, been using this every single day just on my lips, and it has made a huge difference. This device has not only made a difference in the size of my lips, but it also feels like my lips are a little bit lifted by using this regularly. This device has an automatic setting of 5 minutes, and I will just do the full 5 minutes on my lips. I'll often do this while I'm answering emails or walking around my house. So it's not really an impediment to my day at all. I'll just do it in the morning before I do my makeup. And by doing this every day, my lips have gotten strong, firm, and lifted, and I feel like they look better than when I was younger. I'm actually a huge fan of this device for that purpose, and I can, through my experimentation over the past 3 years, say that this device 100% works, especially when you stick with it. But for me personally, the results I was getting on my face were not the results I was wanting. So now I just use it exclusively on my lips. So thinking back to me purchasing this device, if I knew that I wouldn't like the results on my face and that I would only be using it on my lips every day, would I still purchase it for $199? The answer is yes. I think it's a very natural, subtle, and easy way to get a fullness and a lift in your lips. That's something I personally like the look of. As with anything, it's helpful if you understand how the technology works so that you can kind of be creative in how you want to use your own devices. In theory, you can also use NuFace devices all over your body, but probably the strength of the microcurrent and the NuFace is not going to be strong enough to make a real difference on your body. I think NuFace does have a device for the body now. I have not actually used that. But I do want to touch upon EMS, electrical muscle stimulation, which Brian Johnson is known for using. And if you don't know who Brian Johnson is the tech mogul turned wellness lab rat who basically measures everything in his life and has optimized his nutrition and wellness and workout routines. His mission is essentially to live as long as possible and not die. So he is really on top of all the different technologies. He spent over $2 million to actually create the perfect wellness sanctuary in his house, and he owns an electrical muscle stimulation machine for the body, and this is something he does on his abs regularly. So of course, Brian Johnson doing this always makes me interested to try it myself. I'm not rich enough to buy one of these very expensive machines, so I actually went to a local clinic in Amsterdam to try out this machine and see if I got any results. Let me tell you, EMS is a very interesting experience. It is nothing like microcurrent in terms of the way it feels. Microcurrent is very subtle. You can feel it a little bit, but it's nothing major. EMS is something you feel in your core, in your bones. It's a full body rattling experience. I wouldn't describe it as painful, but it's a little uncomfortable, and I could not get past 91%. Maybe I ultimately went to 100% for a little bit, but the very first time I used it, I had to start at 20, 30, and 40% and slowly work my way up to 100% because it is very intense and can be a little uncomfortable when you're not used to it. It's something you have to build up. So I believe I did 4 sessions of EMS over the course of 4 weeks as the clinic recommended. And to be honest, I was not a huge fan. I did feel like after each session, I really got a workout in my abs and it felt like something had happened in my body, but I don't think I really saw any long-term results. And I do believe this technology works. It's just something you have to be doing very consistently. And I personally do not want to continue to shell out the money to be seeing those results. I was getting it at quite a bargain deal. I only paid 100 euros per EMS session. I know in the US the prices are a lot higher to get EMS. So for me personally, if you don't own an EMS machine, it's not going to be worth the investment of buying individual sessions at a clinic. And I'd much rather work on my core strength in the gym and through my various exercises. Obviously, it's not really comparable because this is kind of a boost to what you're already doing in the gym, but it just wasn't worth the price to me. I don't feel like I saw a major difference in my abs, and I also don't feel like I felt a major difference in my ab strength. I'm hoping that in the future, EMS devices will become smaller and more portable and more affordable for those of us who want to do this at home. I'm sure if you did it every single day like Brian Johnson does, it would make a huge difference in the strength of your abs. You can also do it on your glutes. You can essentially do this wherever, I'm sure on your calves and your thighs as well. I think it's really cool that electricity can be used to change the shape and tone of our muscles and help increase our muscle mass. So for me, the NuFace Mini was an investment I would definitely make again, but the EMS sessions are not an investment that I would make again. So I have been traveling a lot recently and have not been really keeping up with my ab exercises. And so currently my stomach is not very toned and I don't really have defined abs, but I just wanted to say that that is totally okay. I feel so happy and healthy in my body, and I know this video is literally about muscle toning, but I wanted to add this little sentiment in here that self-care should really be led by the way that we feel versus the way that we look. This video is really intended as a playful experimentation. I think it's so cool that technology like electrical muscle stimulation can actually change our biochemistry and cause our muscles to contract and grow, and it is incredible, but it's absolutely not necessary to be a healthy human. And I hope that you appreciate and cherish your amazing body that is a biochemical masterpiece with or without abs. So I just wanted to reiterate that. Don't take this video too seriously. None of this is necessary. It's all in good fun, and you are beautiful. I would love to know if you've tried any sort of electrotherapy, whether it be microcurrent or EMS. Share your experiences down below. I always love having great conversations with you guys in the comments. I learn so much from you, and I think you guys learn a lot from each other, so please share your experiences. And let me know if there are any other topics you'd love for me to cover on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.